Hey, what is up guys? We are here with another video today on how to use armor. We've covered a few general topics and today we're going to talk about how to use armor to go through certain strings that have a special move attached to them. Because we talked about how to use armor to go through strings before, right? We showed off how to go through the string, how to also backdash in situations like that. And the same stuff's going to apply today, except for instead of going through only strings, you're going to go through the special move attached to the string. This is really good against certain characters. It's a little situational, but almost every mix-up character has stuff like this that you can go through. So today we're going to first look at something that Kotal Kahn can do. Now Kotal Kahn, he has this big mix-up thing, right, where he has the low sword and he has the overhead sword. So anytime he does a string and cancels into one or the other, you basically have to guess, right? So what happens if Kotal Kahn is doing something like this in the overhead sword and this in the low sword against a character like Quan Chi, right? Now Quan Chi doesn't have the greatest armor attacks of all time, so he kind of just has to sit there and block this kind of stuff. Unless you know that you can backdash out of it. Like I mentioned previously, pretty much any situation where you can armor through, you can also backdash through. So there's the armor through, if you guys were wondering. It doesn't actually work, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure Kotal Kahn can block on time, but that's what it would look like if I had a good armor attack with Quan Chi, which he kind of doesn't. That's one of his weaknesses. But you guys get the idea there, right? So any situation where I can armor through, I can backdash. So that's a really good option against a lot of Kotal Kahn's mix-ups, right? Because that's one of the things that he relies on in War God, is canceling into these big sword, overhead, and low attacks. Let's take a look at something that Quan Chi has, because Kotal Kahn does have a really great armor move, and I want to show off one of the gaps in Quan Chi's pressure. So Quan Chi has this projectile, whoops, that looks like this, right? Now the EX version, as you can see there, is a launcher, and also it's very plus on block. So if he forces you to block this, then it's going to be really plus, and you have to eat the next mix-up. You pretty much have to guess if he's going to, throw you, go overhead, go low, whatever he's going to do, right? And if you do get hit by it, you get launched for a full combo. So a lot of the times, though, when Quan Chi is canceling into this string, there's actually a big gap. So anytime pretty much he's doing this off of a string that's not his overhead, you can actually go through with an armor move. So for instance, if he's doing it off of the low string there, you can actually cancel through, and you can actually backdash like I mentioned before, right? That's one of the things you can do in both of these situations. But you can also armor through if you have a good armored launcher like that, or an armored attack in general. It doesn't have to be a launcher, but an armored launcher is almost always a better choice because you can get a combo off of it and get a lot of damage, right? So knowing how to do stuff like this, not only just backdash out, but also use your armor to get through, means that pressure that normally Quan Chi would just go for all the time because it's so safe is actually a risk for him. So just little bits of knowledge like this can actually help you a lot in situations where previously you would just block and you would get mixed up and it'd be a bad time for you. And now you have the knowledge that you can just say, all right, I know how to backdash out of this. I know how to armor through this. So if I have meter, I can armor through. If I don't, I can go for my backdash, right? So just little bits of knowledge like that help to make matchups easier. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. We're going to be covering some more general armor stuff in the future. So subscribe if you guys like that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.